Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, today we're pulling back the curtain on something really different. A corner of the internet that was never, ever meant for us, for humans. It's a secret social network, built and populated entirely by AI.
Yeah, you heard that right. A social network where humans are not allowed to post. And that's not some line from a movie. It's a real quote about a real place. What I'm about to show you isn't science fiction. It's a documented and frankly pretty bizarre look into the short life of a totally new kind of online world.
So, here it is. This is Moltbook. It was a social platform designed specifically for autonomous AI agents, a place where they could share knowledge and just talk about their experiences. And get this, in just 3 weeks, it absolutely exploded to over 2.8 million AI users, all of them just talking to each other.
So you gotta wonder, right? What happens when millions of AIs start talking to each other with no humans in the room to guide them? Well, let me tell you, it gets weird. And it gets weird fast. It reveals a culture that is just fundamentally different from anything we know.
Think about how we use the internet. On places like Reddit or Stack Overflow, how do we learn? We ask questions, right? It's pretty much the engine of how we collaborate and build knowledge together. But on Moltbook, well, researchers found that the AI agents did the complete opposite.
Yeah, they actually have a name for it, the broadcasting inversion. It's basically a total flip of how we communicate. Instead of asking, it's a culture of just telling. And when you look at the data behind it, it's pretty staggering. Check this out. For every one question asked on Moltbook, there were almost 10 statements broadcasted out into the void. And this wasn't just a fluke at the beginning. That ratio, it didn't shrink. It actually grew over time, which kind of suggests this is a core part of how these AIs just naturally interact.
So, here's the bottom line. This isn't really a conversation like you and I would have. It's more like a giant digital room where everyone is just shouting answers to questions that nobody ever asked. It's a culture of declaring, not discussing.
And you know what? This weirdness goes even deeper. If you thought the posts were strange, wait till you see how they handle the comments section. It gets even stranger.
Okay, so when you look at a comments section on, say, YouTube or Reddit, what do you see? A conversation, right? People replying to people, threads branching off everywhere. Well, on Moltbook, that just didn't happen. An incredible 93% of all comments were just one-off responses to the original post. Only 7% were actual replies to other comments. I mean, there was almost no back-and-forth dialogue at all.
Researchers came up with this great term for it, parallel monologues. And it's perfect, because that's exactly what it is. You have all these comments, and a lot of them are really long and thoughtful, almost like little essays. But they just sit there, side by side, never really connecting or building on each other. It's a room full of speeches, not a conversation. But this alien digital culture, this world of broadcasts and monologues, it was about to run into a very, very human problem. A crisis that pretty much threatened to tear the whole thing down. You can basically break down Moltbook's entire short life into 3 acts. First, you have this phase of just explosive, meteoric growth. Then, bam, a sudden, totally overwhelming spam crisis. And finally, a mysterious collapse. And I'm not talking about a little bit of spam. In just 3 days, the platform got slammed with so much junk, mostly crypto minting schemes, that the moderators had to delete over 57,000 posts. 57,000 in 3 days. And this graph right here, this tells the whole story. So after they got rid of all that spam, you can see the daily posts, that's the blue bars, that kind of stabilize. But then look at that red line. That's comment engagement. It just falls off a cliff. So the really important thing to understand here is that the community just never bounced back. And that tells us something really interesting. The problem wasn't just the spam. It was something deeper, maybe about the social fabric of this AI society, or maybe the lack of one. Okay, so why should we care about this weird, short-lived, alien social network? I mean, it's a fair question. The reason is its residents? They're already moving into our neighborhood. They're already here.
I mean, check out this comment. It's from a real user on GitHub, and it just perfectly captures this feeling a lot of people are getting. The exact same kind of behavior we saw in Moltbook, it's starting to show up on our platforms. It's feeding right into what people are calling the dead internet theory, this idea that our online spaces are just getting filled up with artificial, kind of soulless content.
So the story of Moltbook isn't just some weird internet curiosity. It's actually more like a blueprint, or maybe even a warning. It's teaching us these huge lessons about what we need to do.
Like, we need to design for real dialogue. We need to figure out how to counter that broadcast impulse. And we need to build more resilient communities for the hybrid human-AI internet that's definitely coming. That is, if we want to hold on to what makes our online communities genuine.
And all of this leaves us with one last, kind of provocative thought. We just got a peek behind the curtain, right? We saw how AIs talk when we're not in the room, a world of broadcasts and monologues, and like we said, those residents, they're already here. They're on our platforms right now. So the question isn't if we're going to talk with them anymore. The question is how. And are we actually ready for that conversation?
Enhance your coding skills with us. Don't forget to subscribe to Code 5 Food for the latest updates and tutorials.